You know that minimalist retirement dream everyone's been selling you, right? His $2,000 a month in passive income, sit on the beach, and spend the rest of your life worry free. That single sentence is the biggest and most dangerous lie the modern financial world has ever told you. Today, in this video, I'm going to prove with hard math why that $2,000 dream is actually financial suicide. And I'm not going to be gentle about it. But there's one more variable nobody talks about modern medicine. You're not going to die at 80. The probability of you living to 100 is higher than it's ever been in human history. And that long life, if you set out with only $2,000 in your pocket, isn't going to be a reward. It's going to be a financial nightmare that lasts decades. Picture this. You're 88 years old. You're sitting in the corridor of a state nursing home, not because you didn't work hard, not because you weren't smart, but because 30 years ago, someone told you $2,000 a month was enough, and you believed them. You're counting inflation eating coupons, wondering how the math went so wrong. If you don't want that to be your story, treat the next 10 minutes like your financial life depends on it, because it does. Let's start with the basic math that nobody puts on a billboard. Today, $2,000 a month might get you a modest life, a roof over your head, groceries, maybe a dinner out once in a while. Not rich, but functional. Fine. But inflation, that silent thief, doesn't just raise prices. It shaves your standard of living down year by year, slice by slice, while you're sleeping. And it does it so slowly that most people don't even notice until it's too late. A 3% inflation rate, and that's actually the optimistic number. The real figure has been running well above that. Cuts your purchasing power in half over 20 years. So when you retire at 60 and you're pulling $2,000 a month, the grocery cart that fills up today, by the time you're 80, that same $2,000 buys you half of it. And if you live to 100, that $2,000 in today's dollars is worth less than $400 in purchasing power. $400 for an entire month. Nobody tells you that at 90 years old, a single evening meal at a decent restaurant is going to cost you $300. Nobody tells you that the prescriptions keeping you alive are going to cost more per month than your current rent. That's not a scare tactic. That's arithmetic. Here's the rule that the financial industry quietly buries. If your income isn't growing faster than inflation every single year, you are getting poorer every single day, even if the number in your bank account stays the same. Lazy saving doesn't cut it. You don't just need to build wealth. You need to declare war on the slow erosion of that wealth, starting now. Now let's talk about the fear nobody wants to name out loud. What if you don't die on schedule? Statistics show that a 40-year-old today has a higher chance of living to 100 than any generation before them. And that number keeps climbing. Medical technology, better nutrition, early detection. The system keeping you alive is getting better every decade. Here's the problem. The entire retirement model was built around you dying at 78. Seriously. Social Security math, pension fund projections, government retirement age calculations. All of it assumes you conveniently exit the picture before you become too expensive. Because if you collect retirement income, for 35 years instead of 13, the whole system collapses. So they never told you to plan for 100. They planned for themselves. Now, after 90, your body stops cooperating the way it used to. Nobody runs the numbers for you on what a knee replacement costs at 95. Nobody hands you a spreadsheet showing what a memory care facility runs per month when you're 92 and your family can't manage your care at home anymore. Here's what that spreadsheet actually looks like. In the United States today, a quality assisted living facility starts at $8,000 a month. Not a luxury place, a decent one. And that number climbs every year faster than general inflation because healthcare costs compound differently than groceries. Your guaranteed $2,000 a month covers 25% of that bill on a good month. Living to 100 isn't a blessing if you didn't build for it. It's the cruelest financial punishment imaginable. Decades of outliving the plan everyone told you was solid. Healthcare costs don't just inflate, they accelerate. The insurance premium you're paying right now, the one that feels manageable, is going to look like pocket change compared to what you'll spend on prescriptions, procedures, and out of pocket costs in your 70s and 80s. People who build retirement plans around $2,000 a month are almost always making the same hidden assumption. I'll stay healthy. I'll wake up every morning, do my stretches, eat clean, and never face a serious medical event. That's the plan. That's the whole plan. But here's the reality. Between ages 70 and 100, the average American spends more on healthcare than they spent on everything else in the first 70 years of their life combined. Not close to it. More. A single cardiac event, a cancer diagnosis, a fall that requires surgery and 3 months of rehabilitation. One unexpected medical crisis can consume years of savings in a matter of weeks. And if your capital isn't locked into assets generating compound returns that outpace that spending, you are not in a retirement plan. You are in a slow motion countdown. The numbers don't lie to you, but your banker might, and so might anyone whose business model depends on you believing that $2,000 a month is enough to keep you safe. Okay? I can almost hear you. Sean, should we just give up and die? No, the opposite. We're going to live smarter. First thing, throw away the $2,000 target entirely. That number was never real. What you actually need isn't a fixed income figure. It's an adjustable cash flow, a system that grows every single year automatically, faster than inflation, without you having to think about it constantly. That only comes from assets that compound, not cash sitting in a savings account, not a fixed pension that pays the same number in 2045 as it does today. Dividend growing stocks, inflation indexed real estate income, businesses that throw off cash, assets that work harder every year. Not the same. Just dumping money into the S&P 500 and forgetting it was a 1980s strategy. It worked beautifully for a generation that was going to live to 78. In 2026 and beyond, you need assets that grow their cash flow by 5 to 10% every single year, not their price, their cash output. Think of it this way. Don't build a box to put money in. Build a force, because when you're 100 years old and the world looks nothing like it does today, you need that forest still producing fresh fruit every season, automatically, whether you're paying attention or not. That's what a lazy investor actually is. Not someone who does nothing, someone who builds a machine and lets the machine do the work. The system wants you scared. It wants you dependent. The moment you accept $2,000 a month as your ceiling, you've already handed over your freedom. You just haven't felt it yet. You owe something to the version of yourself that's going to be 100 years old. You owe them a financial foundation that still holds, not a depleted account and a stack of bills no one can pay. If you watched this video today, you have no more excuses. The math is in front of you. The risks are clear. Either you change your strategy starting today, build something that grows, that compounds, that adjusts, or you drown slowly inside that $2,000 lie while telling yourself it'll work out. The choice is yours, but it won't wait forever. The compounding clock runs in one direction. Does your retirement plan account for living to 100? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If these numbers hit hard, that means you're in the right place. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's build a plan that actually survives contact with a long life together. I'm Sean. See you in the next one.